For more on the seizure and its impact, let's bring in Ignacio Portes in Buenos Aires. He's a Latin America editor at the Brazilian Report. Ignacio, welcome to the program. I have so many questions for you. First of all, does this seizure by the United States mark a new phase in Washington's pressure campaign against Nicolás Maduro? And in your opinion, what is the Trump administration's endgame here?
Hello, good to be here again. Yes, I think it does mark some kind of escalation. Trump has been slowly escalating this conflict against Venezuela. There has been a military buildup in the Caribbean around the coast of Venezuela for months now. First, sending some combat ships, the whole U.S. Marine has been deploying its largest combat resources around the Caribbean, and they are threatening the government really ultimately with regime change. But it is not clear that Trump is willing to go to the last phase of escalation, because regime change is risky. It can lead to internal conflict. It can put the U.S. into a war that is unpopular at home. So we do not know how far Trump is willing to go in its pressure campaign against the Venezuelan government. But we do know that it has been escalating from some initial attacks on small fishing ships that it accused of smuggling drugs, now to seizing a large oil tanker. Trump has also threatened to do some missile attacks against land and against hostile bases in land in Venezuela, and then ultimately to depose Maduro with strikes or with an invasion. But we don't know how far Trump is willing to go in this escalation.
And I think the other question is how far Nicolás Maduro is willing to go in his response, and what would that potential response, Ignacio, look like?
I think Maduro is trying to play this down as much as he can. He knows that the U.S. is stronger militarily. If you listen to his speeches, he's always saying, we need peace. We don't want to confront Mr. Trump. He sings peace songs. He tries to be funny. He tries to play it down. He does occasionally say, we will be ready in case there's an attack. We will fight back. But he knows that if Trump wants to shoot some missiles and kill top military places and kill top officers in Venezuela, he can probably do it. But the big risk for the U.S. is that there will be blowback from, for example, there are some guerrilla groups that are friendly to Maduro in the U.S. in the Venezuela-Colombian border that could propel a response. There could be elements of the Venezuelan government that strike back if the Venezuelan government is deposed, and that creates some conflict. But he is not saying that out loud because he does not want to be seen as provocative. He wants to play this down as much as he can. I don't think he favors conflict in any way.
We got to talk about the economic implications, Ignacio. Oil prices fell on Thursday, and now there's serious concerns about supply disruptions.
Right. Yes. This conflict is all part of an important part of the oil market around the world, which is the dark oil market. You know, there are many countries that are facing U.S. sanctions, Iran, Venezuela, but also Russia. So a large part of the global oil commerce is done with this dark fleet of tankers that travel the seas with using flags that are not their real flags. This ship had a flag from Guyana, but it's usually hiding its activity a little bit because it is helping sanctioned countries like Venezuela, like Iran, to ship their oil around the world. So this does definitely play a significant role in international demand for oil. Some estimates say that around 20% of the oil worldwide at the moment is being traded with while evading sanctions. So this will have a significant impact on oil prices if it continues to escalate. Trump knows that oil is an angle in this conflict. It has tapped the Venezuelan opposition, which is its leadership is currently in exile. For the case that there is regime change, that they will be more friendly and increase oil production and ship more of that to the U.S. So this definitely has implications for the oil market if it continues to escalate.
All right, Ignacio Portes, thank you.